Welcome to Film Go Go Go. Today, we are counting down the top 10 unforgettable movie scenes featuring the incredible talent of Leonardo DiCaprio. From his early breakout roles to his more recent critically acclaimed performances, DiCaprio has consistently proven himself as one of the finest actors of his generation. Join us as we relive some of the most iconic and mesmerizing moments from his illustrious career. From heart-wrenching stories to thrilling adventures, this list will showcase the range, depth, and sheer brilliance of Leonardo DiCaprio's acting prowess. Number 1. Catch Me If You Can Relax, You're Late. 2002 Catch Me If You Can is a captivating film directed by Steven Spielberg, inspired by the incredible true story of Frank Abagnale Jr., a skilled con artist who assumed multiple identities and counterfeited millions of dollars in checks. The movie features a memorable scene where FBI agent Carl Hanratty, portrayed by Tom Hanks, tracks down Frank, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, in a hotel room in France. In this scene, Frank devises a brilliant strategy to deceive Carl and elude capture. Taking on the persona of Barry Allen, a Secret Service agent who has already apprehended the suspect, Frank ensures Carl sees him as a legitimate authority figure. What truly sets this scene apart is Frank's unwavering confidence. He embodies the adage "fake it until you make it," skillfully maneuvering through the situation. Frank's meticulous planning is evident as he deliberately selects a wallet with a secure clasp, making it challenging for Carl, with only one hand free, to uncover his true identity. Additionally, he engages Carl in a professional and compelling conversation, keeping him off guard and ultimately persuading him to lower his guard. He smoothly shifts the agent's attention from his wallet to the car while subtly conveying nervousness in his voice. The way Frank executes this act is impeccable, continuously applying pressure and strategically distracting Carl, preventing him from forming rational thoughts. He cleverly requests Carl's ID, skillfully diverting attention away from himself. Leonardo DiCaprio's portrayal of Frank is a masterclass in acting, as he effectively conveys emotions and thoughts primarily through his eyes. It is fascinating to observe Frank's calm and composed demeanor, even in the face of the looming threat of capture.
Maid walking through here and making the bed. LAPD should be here any sec.
Wait. Your wallet.
You hang on to it for a minute. I trust you.
Number 2 Revolutionary Road, Shell of a Woman, 2008. Revolutionary Road is an emotionally charged film directed by Sam Mendes, adapted from Richard Yates' novel. Set in the 1950s, it delves into the lives of Frank, Leonardo DiCaprio, and April, Kate Winslet, a married couple grappling with their disillusionment and dissatisfaction in suburban life. The scene we're discussing captures a pivotal moment when their relationship reaches a breaking point after Frank discovers April's secret attempt to terminate their unwanted third child. In this highly intense argument, the raw emotions of both characters are palpable. Frank directs accusations of selfishness and madness towards April, while she retaliates by labeling him as a coward and a liar. Their exchange becomes a profound reckoning of shattered dreams and fading love. DiCaprio and Winslet deliver remarkable performances that capture the sheer intensity of two individuals trapped in a loveless marriage. Their desperate quest for meaning and happiness is overshadowed by the stark reality of their circumstances. The brilliance of their acting is showcased as DiCaprio breaks down during the poignant moment when he refers to April as an empty, hollow shell of a woman. The performances are infused with genuine misery, frustration, and love, which are visibly conveyed through their eyes. DiCaprio's ability to effortlessly change his voice and tone, particularly during the powerful line "Why the hell are you married to me?" leaves a profound impact on the audience. His emotional breakdown feels authentic and demonstrates the immense depth he brings to his acting. The culmination of the scene, where DiCaprio bursts forth after Winslet's powerful scream, is truly awe-inspiring.
You up. You are an empty, hollow shell of a woman. I mean, what the hell are you doing in my house if you hate me so much? Why the hell are you married to me? What the hell are you doing carrying my child? I mean, why didn't you just get rid of it when you had the chance? Because listen to me, I got news for you. I wish to God that you had.
Number 3 Django Unchained, a sadistic and manipulative villain. 2012 Django Unchained is an exceptional film directed by Quentin Tarantino, centering around Django, Jamie Foxx, a freed slave who joins forces with bounty hunter Dr. King Schultz, Christoph Waltz, to rescue his wife Broomhilda, Kerry Washington, from the clutches of Calvin Candy, Leonardo DiCaprio. His scene occurs when Calvin discovers that Django and Schultz have ulterior motives. They are not interested in purchasing one of his fighters but instead seek to free Broomhilda, Django's enslaved wife. Despite accidentally cutting his hand near the beginning of the scene, DiCaprio remained fully committed to his character, never breaking his portrayal. The improvised moment where he smears blood onto Brumhilde's face at the perfect line showcases DiCaprio's brilliance as an actor. Calvin taunts Django, highlighting his race and his love for a black woman. This scene brilliantly exposes Calvin as a sadistic and manipulative villain, deriving pleasure from tormenting and debasing both his slaves and adversaries. DiCaprio's performance is truly exceptional, capturing the essence of Calvin Candy with unwavering dedication. His ability to seamlessly transition between seething rage, calm negotiation, and back to unbridled anger is truly astonishing. DiCaprio flawlessly embodies the role of a silver-tongued antagonist, a character you despise yet cannot help but appreciate his intimidating presence. His performance is absolutely brilliant. His ability to effortlessly switch between a deranged psycho and a charismatic businessman is truly menacing.
To the man with the exceptional beard and his unexceptional nigger.
Number 4. The Wolf of Wall Street Inspirational Speech, 2013.
My killers who will not take no for an answer. My fucking warriors who will not hang up the phone until their client either buys or fucking dies!
The Wolf of Wall Street is an enthralling film directed by Martin Scorsese, based on the memoir of Jordan Belfort, a former stockbroker involved in fraudulent activities such as market manipulation and money laundering. In this scene, Jordan, portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio, delivers an inspirational speech to his employees at Stratton Oakmont, his brokerage firm. He passionately encourages them to sell stocks to clients using any means necessary, promising that they will achieve wealth and success if they follow his lead. This scene showcases Jordan as a charismatic and influential leader, capable of motivating his followers to fulfill his desires. However, it also exposes his insatiable greed and recklessness, as he becomes addicted to money and power, disregarding legal and ethical boundaries. The line "I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich" has resonated as one of the most memorable quotes in movie history, encapsulating the film's portrayal of ambition and the pursuit of wealth. The statement "there is no nobility in being poor" challenges societal perceptions of wealth and success, striking a chord with many viewers. The quote "I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time" reflects Jordan's unapologetic pursuit of wealth and the pleasures it affords. It's worth noting that while the film showcases materialism, many viewers find this speech to be an epic and impactful moment, inspiring them to take action, overcome procrastination, and strive for success. This scene is often hailed as one of the greatest speeches in cinematic history, thanks to its well-written content and DiCaprio's powerful delivery. The impact of the scene is further highlighted by an interesting anecdote. According to director Martin Scorsese, DiCaprio had to take a break after filming the speech because he felt nauseous. This shows the dedication and intensity that DiCaprio brought to his performance. Scorsese also revealed that he was inspired by a viral video of a drunk man trying to get a beer, which influenced the energetic and unpredictable nature of the scene. Number 5. Shutter Island, Where Are the Kids? 2010.
Where are the kids?
They're in school.
It's Saturday, honey. School's not in on Saturday.
My school is.
The scene takes place in the film Shutter Island, a masterful creation by the acclaimed director Martin Scorsese, adapted from Dennis Lehane's gripping novel. In this poignant flashback, the main character, Teddy Daniels, portrayed brilliantly by Leonardo DiCaprio, recollects the tragic fate that befell his family. The scene artfully juxtaposes the stunning beauty of the day with the harrowing events that unfold. Teddy's recollection reveals a heartbreaking truth. He discovers that his wife, Dolores, portrayed by the talented Michelle Williams, who suffered from manic depression, had, in a state of profound anguish, drowned their 3 children in a lake. Overwhelmed by a mixture of rage and grief, Teddy, consumed by the weight of his sorrow, tragically shoots and kills Dolores. It showcases the brilliance of the actors' performances, with Leonardo DiCaprio's innate ability to authentically convey complex emotions. Teddy's growing detachment from reality becomes evident as he tenderly rubs his daughter's feet, already distancing himself from the present. He implores his wife to cease her nonsensical ramblings, desperately clinging to the remaining shreds of his sanity. However, his devastating act of pulling the trigger forces him to confront the grim reality of his isolation. What adds to the haunting essence of this scene, despite its obvious sorrow, is the cheerful chirping of the birds. Typically associated with the arrival of spring and the rejuvenation of life, their presence seems incongruous amidst Teddy's shattered world. The serene stillness and the melodic sounds of nature, exemplified by the birdsong, subtly build tension and horror, heightening the scene's impact. DiCaprio's portrayal of Teddy's anguish is unparalleled, showcasing his exceptional talent for conveying raw emotion. His tears feel genuine, heart-wrenching, and deeply moving, without crossing into melodrama. Every aspect of his performance captures the essence of the character and the depths of his turmoil. Number 6. The Revenant Bloody Bear Attack Scene, 2015. The scene is from the remarkable film The Revenant, directed by Alejandro G. Iñárritu and based on true events. It portrays the protagonist, Hugh Glass, a seasoned fur trapper and frontiersman brilliantly portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio, enduring a brutal grizzly bear attack during a hunting expedition in the untamed American wilderness. This particular scene stands out due to its extraordinary realism and intensity. The scene was brought to life through the skillful integration of CGI and a stuntman dressed in a blue suit, who convincingly portrayed the bear while interacting with both DiCaprio and his stunt double. Filming this scene was an arduous process that spanned several weeks. This scene is hailed as one of the most accurate depictions of a bear attack ever captured on screen, devoid of the usual Hollywood exaggerations where animals attack people without reason or solely driven by a desire to consume them. Instead, it faithfully portrays the genuine nature of such an encounter. Every aspect, from the mauling of Glass's arm and hand to the ferocious bites on his back and shoulders, the bear's relentless effort to expose his skin by tearing his clothing, flipping him over to access his stomach, and even standing upon him with all its weight in an attempt to crush his head and lungs into the earth, is meticulously detailed. It purely focuses on the interaction between man and bear, allowing viewers to perceive the sheer weight and damage inflicted by the animal through DiCaprio's anguished screams. What truly stands out is the extraordinary portrayal of Glass's desperation to survive, which stems from his profound fear of impending death, a sentiment vividly conveyed through his eyes. Unquestionably, this scene has become one of the most iconic in cinematic history. Whenever the topic of a person being attacked by a bear arises, it is impossible not to immediately recall this unforgettable portrayal. It serves as a testament to the incredible commitment and talent of Leonardo DiCaprio. Number 7. Catch Me If You Can. Merry Christmas. You're Under Arrest, 2002.
Merry Christmas! How is it that we're always talking on Christmas, Paul? Every Christmas, I'm talking to you!
Put your shirt on, Frank. You're under arrest.
Hey, are you hungry?
The film Catch Me If You Can was directed by Steven Spielberg and released in 2002. This climactic moment occurs towards the end of the movie when Frank Abagnale, portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio, is finally apprehended by FBI agent Carl Hanratty, played by Tom Hanks. The scene takes place on Christmas Eve, adding an ironic twist to the unfolding events. The line "Merry Christmas. You're under arrest" captures the bittersweet irony of the situation. While Christmas typically conveys joy and celebration, for Frank Abagnale, it represents the end of his deceitful escapades and the dawning realization that he can no longer evade the consequences of his actions. It serves as a moment of reckoning for the character as he finally faces the repercussions of his fraudulent lifestyle. Despite their cat-and-mouse game, there is a sense of mutual respect between the two characters, evident in the delivery of the line. Carl's honesty and authenticity surprise Frank, who has grown accustomed to a world of lies and deception. This revelation adds an extra layer of depth to the moment, as Frank grapples with the unfamiliar concept of sincerity. An intriguing detail occurs when Frank notices Carl wearing a wedding ring amidst the rush of the arrest. This observation highlights Frank's meticulous attention to detail, even in the face of imminent capture. It emphasizes the fact that his normal life is about to come crashing down, yet he remains remarkably cautious. DiCaprio's portrayal of Frank Abagnale exhibits a genuine understanding of the mania and its emotional nuances. His performance resonates with authenticity, capturing the essence of what it truly feels like. The physicality of the character is also notable, as DiCaprio's intense performance appears so convincing that it is difficult to believe he wasn't actually sweating but instead had water sprayed on him. Number 8. The Great Gatsby, A Fit of Rage Scene, 2013. The scene is from the movie The Great Gatsby, directed by Baz Luhrmann and based on the novel by F. Scott Fitzgerald. It depicts a confrontation between Jay Gatsby, Leonardo DiCaprio, a mysterious millionaire who is deeply in love with Daisy Buchanan, Carey Mulligan, and Tom Buchanan, Joel Edgerton, Daisy's wealthy and unfaithful husband. The scene takes place in a hotel suite in New York, where Gatsby attempts to persuade Daisy to leave Tom and admit that she never loved him. However, Tom exposes Gatsby's shady past as a bootlegger and a fraud, and accuses him of having an affair with his mistress, Myrtle Wilson. Gatsby, overcome with anger and frustration, loses his temper and physically attacks Tom, revealing his violent and unstable side. This climactic moment in the film shatters Gatsby's romantic illusion and sets the stage for the tragic events that ensue. In many cultures, the act of clinking glasses above the rim of the other person's glass signifies a display of superiority. By clinking his glass in that manner, Tom asserts his dominance and superiority over Gatsby. This action serves as a final trigger that pushes Gatsby over the edge, reinforcing his deep-seated sense of inadequacy and igniting his rage. Leo's performance in this scene is truly astounding. He portrays Gatsby's building fury with mastery, evident in the gradual reddening of his face with each passing second. His ability to capture the intensity of rage scenes solidifies his status as one of the finest actors in the industry. As Gatsby's carefully constructed persona shatters, DiCaprio skillfully displays vulnerability in front of Daisy, ultimately losing her forever. Number 9 Titanic, Won't Let Go, 1997.
It hits you like 1,000 knives stabbing you all over your body. You can't breathe, can't think. At least not about anything but the pain.
Leonardo DiCaprio delivers a truly captivating performance in this scene, drawing us in with the magnetic gaze of his eyes and skillfully conveying the profound emotions of his character. As the story unfolds, we witness Rose's transformation from a place of despair, contemplating ending her own life, to finding the will to live due to Jack's unwavering support. It is a poignant reversal when Jack, who yearned for survival, selflessly sacrifices himself to protect Rose from the merciless elements. This act of love deeply moves us, as Jack saves her not once but twice from the perilous cold waters that threaten their lives. In hindsight, this powerful scene serves as a metaphor for the entire film, encapsulating its underlying themes and messages. What sets Leonardo DiCaprio's portrayal of Jack Dawson apart is its departure from the conventional romantic male lead archetype. Rather than portraying a suave and manipulative figure, DiCaprio depicts Jack as an ordinary man, relaxed, friendly, and emotionally vulnerable. His character empowers Rose to grow independently by providing encouragement, granting her freedom of choice, and respecting her agency. This depiction of genuine respect proves far more attractive and appealing than a possessive and seductive suitor, adding depth and authenticity to their relationship. The brilliance of Jack's character is also a testament to the exceptional talent of Leonardo DiCaprio, who brings him to life on the screen. His performance showcases his ability to portray complex emotions and create a character that resonates with audiences on a deep level. Through his nuanced portrayal, DiCaprio adds layers of depth to Jack's character, making him memorable and endearing.
Listen to me, I've got you. I won't let go. Now pull yourself up, come on!
Number 10 Catch Me If You Can, pretending to be a substitute teacher. 2002.
Not Abagnale, not Abagnale, but Abagnale.
The scene is from the film Catch Me If You Can, where Frank Abagnale Jr., played by Leonardo DiCaprio, embarks on a daring act of impersonation as a substitute teacher. This delightful moment occurs when Frank, a teenager attending a new high school, decides to take on the role of a substitute French teacher, successfully dismissing the actual teacher who arrives for class. The scene is filled with charm and wit as Frank confidently takes control of the classroom, teaching the students, assigning homework, and even planning a field trip to a French bread factory. This scene offers valuable insights into Frank Abagnale's character. It showcases his natural talent for deception and improvisation, as well as his enjoyment in fooling others through his charm and confidence. Instead of relying on exposition or voiceovers to explain Frank's origins, the scene relies on visual cues and actions, allowing the audience to witness his skills firsthand. The execution of the scene is skillful, capturing the essence of Frank's character and his ability to adapt to different roles effortlessly. One of the highlights of the scene is the interaction between Frank and his father, which perfectly captures a mix of amusement, pride, and astonishment. Their shared knowing look and laughter demonstrate the complex emotions experienced by a parent in such a situation. It becomes difficult to be angry when witnessing your child's cleverness, boldness, and audacity. The subtle smirk exchanged between father and son conveys the father's supposed disappointment while also expressing a sense of pride and admiration. As we reach the end of our countdown of the top 10 movie scenes of Leonardo DiCaprio, we hope you've enjoyed this cinematic journey through his incredible performances. If you found this video entertaining and insightful, we kindly ask you to show your support by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to bringing you more exciting film-related videos in the future.